Hello everyone, so today is another election review video. We done the 2010 UK general election last time. Today we're doing 2016. So here's the opinion polling. So last time the Conservatives won with a coalition with the Liberal Democrats. Um, so here we've got the polling. Obviously I'll explain this again. Conservatives are the big right party, Labour's the big left, and Liberal Democrats are like in between the two. And there's these two new parties gaining some big support before the election, especially UKIP. UKIP's the right wing populist party that was pro Brexit, which was something that would also be an issue in this election. And then the Green Party is like more left than Labour, and they're for green politics. But you can see here, Labour was ahead in the polls a lot until the final few polls. And we can see the Liberal Democrats crash. If you look at that steep decline, they were at like 25% before last election. They got 23%, and now in the polling they had like 10%. The Greens saw an increase. They were barely at 1% last time, and now they're up close to Liberal Democrats. And UKIP here, they were at 3% last election. Now they're the third biggest party on the popular vote. So let's look at that. So here's the poll results there. And there's two by-elections as well before the election. Rochester and Stroud won by UKIP and Clacton as well. So now we're going to look at the results. So Conservatives won 330 seats, which is the majority. Labour won 232, SNP 56, Liberal Democrats 8. So with a lot of the projections, we see here, hung parliament, hung parliament, hung parliament. People were predicting it would be a hung parliament again. This was the exit poll which predicted a hung parliament. Every poll had a hung parliament. But the actual results looked something more like this, and it was a small majority the Conservatives won, not a hung parliament. We're going to look at some of the seats later. So here's the popular vote. Conservatives, David Cameron, 36.8. Ed Miliband, Labour, 30.4. Nigel Farage, 12.6. UKIP. 7.9 Liberal Democrats, Nick Clegg. 4.7 Nicola Sturgeon, SNP. Natalie Bennett, 3.8 Greens. 0.6 for DUP, Peter Robinson. Plaid Cymru, Leanne Wood. And Sinn Féin, Gerry Adams. 0.4 from Mike Nesbitt, UUP. SDLP, Alistair McDonnell, and Independents, 0.3. David Ford Alliance, 0.2. And then Speaker, NHA, TUV, all on 0.1. There's also these other parties. You can see it was very close to not being a majority there. We're going to look at some seats. So here, we're on here. That's how much you need to win. Look, the Conservatives, they're just over that line. Then we got the vote share. And here's the vote share change. So Liberal Democrats completely collapsed. And UKIP gained a lot of support. SNP Greens as well, I was talking about them, they gained a lot of support. Labour and Conservatives. And you can see here in Scotland, all this used to be Labour. It's all flipped to SNP now, apart from 3 seats. So yeah, you can see losses. Liberal Democrats got destroyed. So yeah, in Scotland, it's all went back to SNP. I think this one was the closest. Northeast 5. We're going to look at the leader seats again. So let me find it. Whitney, David Cameron's, it gained an extra percentage with Labour and UKIP, in fact. Lib Dems and Greens, very close. Then we've got Doncaster Central, which was Labour. That's Ed Miliband's seat. Labour won by 50%, and then UKIP was second, Conservatives third. This was Nick Clegg's seat. He lost 13% there, very close to going Sheffield Hallam, very close to going Labour. And then UKIP gained a seat. That was Douglas Carswell won this by 44%, gain from the Conservatives. And then we're going to look. And then the Greens, they gained an extra 10% onto the majority in Brighton. Plaid Cymru won 3 seats in Wales. This seat was quite close here. Jens Mon, forgive me if I was wrong. Buckingham, the Speaker, still has a huge majority, but he lost some percentage points. That's mainly because UKIP's growth and the Green Party's growth. And then this is Nigel Farage, UKIP leader's seat, ran in South Thanet. He lost, though, by 2,000 votes. And yeah, if you look at this 2015 map, you see on any seat, it's either Conservative or Labour win, and then UKIP's third, and then the Lib Dems are fourth. Lib Dems completely collapsed. Let's look in the seats they did win. Here at Westmoreland, Lonsdale, they won the biggest majority there. That Southport was close to losing that there. They almost lost Leeds Northwest. Sheffield Hallam, we looked at that earlier. Southwest Norfolk was quite safe. That they almost didn't win. And this was very close between them and Plaid Cymru. You can see every seat here. Conservatives won. And the main reason the Conservatives won, you heard UKIP were supporters of a Brexit referendum. As in their manifesto, they put that as one of their policies. So that explains the last minute growth. Here, you see, UKIP has a decline and the Conservatives have a growth there. That explains it. And the red wall's still intact. Obviously, they chipped away at some seats there. The Conservatives they gained those. But yeah, the next election is 2017, which isn't as exciting as this one. So yeah, like, subscribe, and bye. We have shoutouts to the members. Free Mr. Planet, Ambush, and That's Just Cool. Bye.